Good morning from DripsMedia. It's Friday, October 24th. Coming up, the United States escalates pressure on Moscow, slapping sanctions on Russia's two largest oil companies. President Trump abruptly ends trade negotiations with Canada, and top administration officials issue a stern warning to Israel over its controversial West Bank annexation plans. The United States has dramatically escalated its financial pressure on Russia over the war in Ukraine. The Treasury Department announced sweeping sanctions against Russia's two largest oil companies, the state-controlled Rosneft and privately owned Lukoil. Officials say the move is designed to cut off a primary source of revenue funding the Kremlin's war machine. The sanctions block all U.S.-based assets of the energy giants and prohibit American companies or individuals from any dealings with them. The White House is also threatening secondary sanctions, which could punish foreign institutions in countries like China and India that continue to do business with and purchase Russian oil. In a late-night social media post, President Donald Trump announced he is terminating all trade negotiations with Canada. The sudden move comes after a Canadian television advertisement that opposed U.S. tariffs. The president called the ad egregious behavior and an attempt to influence American court decisions. The ad in question, produced by the government of Ontario, reportedly used a speech by former President Ronald Reagan that was critical of tariffs. The Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation confirmed the clip was used without permission and misrepresented the former president's stance. This development further strains relations following previous disputes over digital services taxes. In Washington, Republican lawmakers are defending former President Trump's controversial decision to demolish the White House East Wing. The demolition is making way for a new 90,000-square-foot ballroom, a project Trump stated would be funded by private donors. Critics have decried the destruction of the historic wing, which housed the First Lady's offices. However, Republicans on Capitol Hill have pushed back, comparing the project to historic additions like the Oval Office and FDR swimming pool. Speaker Mike Johnson said the new ballroom will be glorious, while other supporters stress that no taxpayer money is being used for the $300 million construction. Tensions are rising in the Middle East as top U.S. officials, including President Trump himself, are publicly condemning recent moves by the Israeli parliament towards annexing parts of the occupied West Bank. During a visit to Israel, Vice President J.D. Vance called the preliminary vote a stupid political stunt. Secretary of State Marco Rubio warned the move was counterproductive and threatened regional peace deals. In his strongest statement yet, President Trump told reporters that Israel would lose all of its support from the United States if it were to annex the West Bank. The sharp rebuke comes at a critical time as Washington attempts to maintain a fragile ceasefire in Gaza and build a coalition of Arab nations to support stabilization efforts. Now for a look at sports. It was a busy night on the ice in the NHL. The Los Angeles Kings secured a dramatic 3-2 overtime victory against the Dallas Stars, with Adrian Kempe netting the game winner. Elsewhere, the Carolina Hurricanes defeated the Avalanche in a shootout, the Edmonton Oilers mounted a successful comeback against the Canadiens, and the New York Islanders put on an offensive clinic, scoring 7 goals against the Detroit Red Wings. Looking ahead to tonight's action, a full slate of games is scheduled, including the New Jersey Devils, who will look to extend their 6-game winning streak when they take on the San Jose Sharks.